Facebook Corporate Affairs. Management. Facebook's key management personnel consists of Mark Zuckerberg, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Sheryl Sandberg, Chief Operating Officer, David Winner, Chief Financial Officer, Mike Schroepfer, Chief Technology Officer, and Chris Cox, Chief Product Officer. As of June 30, 2017, Facebook has 20,658 employees. Revenue. Facebook ranked number 76 in the 2018 Fortune 500 list of the largest United States corporations by total revenue. Most of Facebook's revenue comes from advertising. Facebook generally has a lower click-through rate, center, for advertisements than most major websites. According to Businessweek.com, banner advertisements on Facebook have generally received 1/5 the number of clicks compared to those on the web as a whole, although specific comparisons can reveal a much larger disparity. For example, while Google users click on the first advertisement for search results an average of 8% of the time, 80,000 clicks for every 1 million searches, Facebook's users click on advertisements an average of 0.04% of the time, 400 clicks for every 1 million pages. Successful advertising campaigns on the site can have click-through rates as low as 0.05% to 0.04%, and center for ads tend to fall within 2 weeks. The cause of Facebook's low center has been attributed to younger users enabling ad-blocking software and their adeptness at ignoring advertising messages, as well as the site's primary purpose being social communication rather than content viewing. According to digital consultancy iStrategy Labs in mid-January 2014, 3 million fewer users aged between 13 and 17 years were present on Facebook's social advertising platform compared to 2011. However, Time writer and reporter Christopher Matthews stated in the wake of the iStrategy Labs results, "A big part of Facebook's pitch is that it has so much information about its users that it can more effectively target ads to those who will be responsive to the content. If Facebook can prove that theory to be true, then it may not worry so much about losing its cool cachet." A portion of Facebook revenue comes from the Firehose access, bulk access to the social media data sold to the third parties. In December 2014, a report from Frank and Majid and Associates found that the percentage of teens aged 13 to 17 who used Facebook fell to 88% in 2014, down from 94% in 2013 and 95% in 2012. Zuckerberg, alongside other Facebook executives, have questioned the data in such reports, although a former Facebook senior employee has commented, "Mark Zuckerberg is very willing to recognize the strengths in other products and the flaws in Facebook." On pages for brands and products, however, some companies have reported center as high as 6.49% for wall posts. A study found that, for video advertisements on Facebook, over 40% of users who viewed the videos viewed the entire video, while the industry average was 25% for in-banner video ads. The company released its own set of revenue data at the end of January 2014 and claimed, revenues of $2.59 billion were generated for the 3 months ending December 31, 2013, earnings per share were 31 cents, revenues of $7.87 billion were made for the entirety of 2013, and Facebook's annual profit for 2013 was $1.5 billion. During the same time, independent market research firm eMarketer released data in which Facebook accounted for 5.7% of all global digital ad revenues in 2013, Google's share was 32.4%. Revenue for the June 2014 quarter rose to $2.68 billion, an increase of 67% over the second quarter of 2013. Mobile advertising revenue accounted for around 62% of advertising revenue, an increase of approximately 41% over the comparable quarter of the previous year. In December 2017, the company announced that it would no longer route all of its revenues through its Ireland headquarters, but rather record revenue locally in each of the countries where it is generated. Later, Facebook received a charge of $1.63 billion by European Union for the data breach. Number of advertisers. In February 2015, Facebook announced that it had reached 2 million active advertisers, with most of the gain coming from small businesses. An active advertiser is an advertiser that has advertised on the Facebook platform in the last 28 days. In March 2016, Facebook announced that it reached 3 million active advertisers with more than 70% from outside the US. Prices for advertising follow a variable pricing model based on ad auction bids, potential engagement levels of the advertisement itself. Similar to other online advertising platforms like Google and Twitter, targeting of advertisements is one of the chief merits of advertising vis-a-vis traditional mass advertising modes like television and print. Marketing on Facebook is employed through two methods based on the surfing habits, likes and shares, and purchasing data of the audience, namely targeted audiences and lookalike audiences. Mergers and acquisitions. On November 15, 2010, Facebook announced it had acquired the domain name fb.com from the American Farm Bureau Federation for an undisclosed amount. On January 11, 2011, the Farm Bureau disclosed $8.5 million in domain sales income, making the acquisition of fb.com one of the 10 highest domain sales in history. In April 2012, Facebook acquired Instagram for approximately $1 billion in cash and stock. In February 2014, Facebook announced that it would be buying mobile messaging company WhatsApp for $19 billion in cash and stock. In November 2016, Facebook acquired CrowdTangle, a social analytics company that tracks how content spreads online. CrowdTangle confirmed the acquisition in a message on their website, but the company has not disclosed the financial terms of the deal. Offices. In early 2011, Facebook announced plans to move to its new headquarters, the former Sun Microsystems campus in Menlo Park. All users outside of the US and Canada have a contract with Facebook's Irish subsidiary Facebook Ireland Limited. This allows Facebook to avoid US taxes for all users in Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, and South America. Facebook is making use of the double Irish arrangement, which allows it to pay just about 2 to 3% corporation tax on all international revenue. In 2010, Facebook opened its fourth office, in Hyderabad and the first in Asia. Facebook, which in 2010 had more than 750 million active users globally including over 23 million in India, announced that its Hyderabad center would house online advertising and developer support teams and provide round-the-clock, multilingual support to the social networking sites' users and advertisers globally. With this, Facebook joins other giants like Google, Microsoft, Oracle, Dell, IBM and Computer Associates that have already set up shop. In Hyderabad, it is registered as Facebook India Online Services Private Limited. Though Facebook did not specify its India investment or hiring figures, it said recruitment had already begun for a director of operations and other key positions at Hyderabad, which would supplement its operations in California, Dublin in Ireland as well as at Austin, Texas. A custom-built data center with substantially reduced, 38% less, power consumption compared to existing Facebook data centers opened in April 2011 in Prineville, Oregon. In April 2012, Facebook opened a second data center in Forest City, North Carolina, U.S. In June 2013, Facebook opened a third data center in Luleå, Sweden. In November 2014, Facebook opened a fourth data center in Altoona, Iowa, U.S. In September 2016, Facebook announced a coming data center in Los Lunas, New Mexico in 2018 powered by renewable energy. On October 1, 2012, CEO Zuckerberg visited Moscow to stimulate social media innovation in Russia and to boost Facebook's position in the Russian market. Russia's communications minister tweeted that Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev urged the social media giant's founder to abandon plans to lure away Russian programmers and instead consider opening a research center in Moscow. Facebook has roughly 9 million users in Russia, while domestic analog VK has around 34 million. The establishment of a woodworking facility on the Menlo Park campus was announced at the end of August 2013. The facility, opened in June 2013, provides equipment, safety courses and a woodworking learning course. Employees are required to purchase materials at the in-house store. A Facebook spokesperson explained that the intention of setting up the facility is to encourage employees to think in an innovative manner because of the different environment. It also serves as an attractive perk for prospective employees. On November 21, 2016, Facebook announced that it will open its new London headquarters next year and create another 500 jobs in the UK. New headquarters will be in Fitzrovia in central London at a site that is currently undergoing redevelopment. Facebook's London-based executive, Nicola Mendelsohn, said the UK remains one of the best places to be a tech company. In August 2017, Facebook announced the opening of a new office in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 2018. Facebook will occupy the top 3 floors of 100 Binney Street in Kendall Square and share the building with the pharmaceutical employees from Bristol Myers Squibb. The offices will be home to Facebook's Connectivity Lab, a group focused on bringing internet access and technology to 4 billion people who do not have access to the internet. Tax affairs. Like Apple, Google and Microsoft, and other U.S. technology multinationals, Facebook has an office in Ireland, Facebook Ireland, with circa 2,000 employees, through which it manages 1.9 billion global Facebook accounts, 86% of all Facebook accounts, representing all of its non-U.S. accounts, i.e. not just European. Facebook Ireland is the 9th largest Irish company, by 2017 revenues, see here. Facebook Ireland uses a basic double Irish tax structure to pay effective tax rates of less than 1% on the Irish business, which is a similar outcome for Apple and Google in Ireland. Under pressure from the EU, the Irish government closed the double Irish to new schemes in 2015. However, existing users, like Facebook, have until 2020 to find alternatives. On foot of their EU Commission €13 billion tax fine, for period 2004 to 2014. The largest tax fine in history, Apple has restructured their double Irish structure, Apple Sales International, into an Irish capital allowances for intangibles tax scheme, see Leprechaun economics. However, Microsoft has opted for a variation of the double Irish called the single malt, which relies on specific wording in the Ireland-Malta Tax Treaty. To create a double Irish tax structure, a large quantum of intellectual property, or IP, must be owned in a low-tax location, which the double Irish will then charge out to all non-US locations as a royalty payment, to relocate profits to the low-tax location. The US IRS is challenging Facebook Incorporated on the valuation it used when it transferred IP from the US to Facebook Ireland in 2010, which Facebook Ireland then revalued higher before charging out, as it was building its double Irish. The case is ongoing and the IRS have noted that the potential quantum of fine is $35 billion. The U.S. Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 changes Facebook's global tax calculations. Facebook Ireland will now be subject to the U.S. GILTI tax of 10.5% on global intangible profits, i.e. Irish profits. On the basis that Facebook Ireland is paying some tax, the effective minimum U.S. tax for Facebook Ireland will be circa 11%. In contrast, Facebook Incorporated would incur a special IP tax rate of 13.125%. The FDI rate, if its Irish business was relocated back to the U.S. Higher tax relief in the U.S., 21% versus Irish at the GILTI rate, and accelerated capital expensing, would make this effective U.S. rate circa 12%. The closeness of the net effective tax costs of having Facebook Ireland, in Ireland, or relocated back to the U.S., was shown when Reuters revealed that Facebook Ireland is going to move 1.5 billion non-EU accounts back to the US to limit exposure to the EU Commission's May 2018 GDPR. To irrevocably limit financial exposure to the EU's GDPR, these 1.5 billion non-EU accounts, and their commercial processing, must be moved to the US. Facebook said that this move did not carry tax implications, a statement which was mistakenly interpreted as implying that processing would stay in Ireland.